Hi. So, welcome to Texas. We're here in Houston, Texas, Katy, Texas. We are doing a video on what?
Faith.
On faith, okay? So, what are we saying about faith?
Okay, so I was a little sick, but
You're healed in
In
Jesus'
Jesus'
name.
but
so
I
sorry.
was studying Romans 1:17, which says the righteousness of God is seen from faith to faith. I think that's how it is. Yeah. So
Huh?
what? I said I think that's how
It goes from faith to faith
Let me
and
see.
glory to glory. We should probably
No, glory to
know
glory is
the scriptures.
a different scripture.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yo,
this
my
just,
arm hurts already, and it's just what
the
10
righteousness
seconds.
that is for the gospel of God is revealed from faith to faith. So you experience the righteousness of God from faith to faith.
Mm-hmm.
So I was studying that, and I was like, I kind of understood it, but I didn't. And then I was like, God, can you explain this more to me? And God was kind of silent. But 2 weeks later, when I was here in Texas, God gave me this dream, and He said, well, it was like a weight thing. I don't even know how do you call it, a weight machine thing. And there was 3 4-pound weights here, and then there was one big weight that equaled that. And this side was the tribulations and trials of life, and then this side it was faith. And so when your faith was low, then the tribulations and trials of life, they outweighed you and outweighed your faith. But when it's equal, that's okay too. But your faith is equal to the tribulations and trials of life, and that's not really experienced the full righteousness of God, because you have to move from faith to faith. That means we go, the measure of faith increases each time, you go through things in life. So in order to basically, in the dream, the more weight on the faith side, it outweighed the trials and tribulations of life. So the more faith you have, it's okay to be equal, but the more faith you have, then you can truly experience the righteousness of God, and truly those trials and tribulations won't even bother you, because you have faith, and you can do all things through Christ. And
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how do you get more faith? How does the faith side get bigger? What do you do to make the faith side get bigger?
Well, I don't know the answer to that, but for me, it's just trusting God even when I don't. When God told me to come to Texas, I didn't necessarily have faith that, something would happen, but I needed to step out on faith in order to see that I can have faith in God. So then once I stepped out on faith and God showed me, Himself, then I could have more faith. And then the next thing, and then the next thing. And even then when I got here, God showed me another opportunity and another opportunity. So it's it keeps increasing and increasing, and that's how I increase my faith. How about you?
I did not think I was talking. No, don't put it on me, Amanda.
We gotta hear you, Mama Pearl.
It's basically the same thing, I guess. Trusting God. The more you trust Him, basically. The more you trust Him, the more you know Him, the more you can experience Him, and then the easier it gets. So since you trusted Him in something, and He showed Himself true, and He showed His love and all of that, then, obviously next time anything happens, to trust Him, because, He had you then, and He's going to have you now. So basically just by trusting Him, that's how for me, that's what I think.
What was an experience that you trusted God in and He prevailed?
A lot, everything.
Give us one, girl.
You're so annoying, Amanda. Even with schoolwork. Okay, I think sophomore year, in my accounting class, I did not know anything. I think I've given this example before, but I didn't know anything. I tried, I studied, nothing was going in. I went to the professor several times. I still did not understand anything. And then I just prayed. I think we had a midterm, and I did not know anything, and I was so scared. So I prayed, and I told the Holy Spirit to teach me. And I was like, you know what? There's no other option. I just have to trust God with this. And then he basically taught, I don't even know if this is a good enough example.
It's
but
good.
he basically taught me everything, and I passed the exam, and then people in the class were asking me to teach them.
But you did study,
weird.
right?
I did study.
Yeah, just wanna...
But I had studied before, and it still didn't help. So that's yeah.
That's good.
I don't know if that's a good example. I feel like I need another one.
It's okay. And like, I feel like even with the small stuff too, like in college I wanted to make Dean's List so bad that I would like cry, and I never made Dean's List like the first 2 years. But then I transferred to a different school, and I was just like, you know what, God, I'm gonna leave it in your hands and just let it go. I'm not even gonna stress about it. And I wasn't even trying to work hard. Like, I mean, I was working hard, but like I wasn't even like putting my full like, oh, I'm gonna make Dean's List, I'm gonna do this. I was just, you know, doing what God wanted me to do, just doing my work and having faith in him. And then I got a letter in the mail telling me I made Dean's List. Like,
woo!
And I wasn't even like stressing. And then like even something else, like like at Penn State, I knew, like, I had faith that I was gonna get an A in this class, but the professor gave me a B plus, and I was like, God, I know I'm gonna get this A. Like, there's no, even though he had already submitted it, it was already final. It was all like, you know, when professors post that final grade, like, they're not changing it. But I emailed the professor. God told me to email the professor, and I said, Professor, I think I deserve an A. And I basically told him why I think I deserve an A. And then he was like, Amanda, you already have the highest grade in the class. Like, what more? But then he said, like, I forgot exactly what he said, but then he went on and said, okay, do this one sheet and I'll give you your A. And the sheet was like 2 sentences, and he gave me the A.
Really?
In that class, yeah, because I had faith, and I did the work towards it, of course, but like I had faith and God prevailed.
Hey. Yeah. It's so hot. I'm so sorry, I can't think. It's so hot. Okay,
well, are we done then?
I think so. I'm so oily now. It's
yeah,
so sweaty.
I would say, like, if you're having trouble trusting God, because I know I did, and I still do sometimes, I would say, you know, try to start small. You know, do some, you know, have faith in God that he will, you know, provide a laptop, or like he'll just, you know, provide a friend, or like something small, because I prayed for friends, and God gave me and it's like small things, you know, just start small, and then once you start growing in God, then he's going to ask you to do some pretty big, uncomfortable things. I know he did with my walk, but then your faith and your trust will grow.
And something else I want to say is, honestly, I think when you understand that God only wants what's best for you, and he loves you more than anyone else could ever love you, I feel like trusting him gets easier, because you know he only wants the best, and he already knows the end. So if he's telling you to do something, he already knows that you're gonna come out successful.
That's true.
So I feel like it meant, for me, it's easier for me when I just remember, okay, God loves me and he only wants the best for me. So if he's telling me to do this, or if he's telling me not to do that, it's for my sake, for my best interest. Yeah. So that helps.
And I know, like, for me, I was like kicking, oh my gosh, I was like kicking and screaming because I didn't want to come to Texas. I was crying. Even the night before, I was like, God, just do something right now so I don't have to come. I had to drop. God, you know, told me to quit my job, get rid of my car, like do all this stuff to come to Texas. I was about to go to law school. I was, you know, had this whole different plan, and God told me to drop all that to come to Texas and go to a Bible school. And I was just like, a Bible school? Like, what? Like, huh? I want to get my master's, what? But, like, God, you know, did all this and it essentially helped me in the end, like, so much. It helped me so much. So, yeah, have faith and trust. And I know it sounds easy, but, you know, baby steps.
Baby steps. Yes. All right. That's it. Oh, and we're both in Texas. It's been what? It's been how long? A year. Over a year. Over a year. Yes.
Sissy.
So we're reunited. Today's her last day, though. Mm-hmm. But we'll be back. She's coming to Nigeria soon.
A few months. Hold me to it.
Yep. Alrighty. How do I turn this thing off? Bye, guys. What's the name of your channel? Oh, it's not on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Oh, what's the name of your channel?
Idalice the Light.
Idalice the Light? Oh, yeah, that's your
and that's
Instagram
my Instagram.
name.
Yeah. Follow me. Follow her. What's yours?
Mine is It's a God Thing. Yes, follow me. I am sweating. I am so hot.
Yeah, we're done.
Bye.